Okay, Miyoko-san, shall we get started?
Yes.
Thank you.
So I hope everyone can hear me. Thank you very much for joining today's session. My name is Mihoko Saito from ARUN Seed, and a very warm welcome to those of you who have joined today for the CSI Challenge 5 meeting. So we would like to start now. I think more people would join later, but let's get started. So before we start, there are a few housekeeping rules. This meeting will be recorded and posted on social media after this event by ARUN. So please kindly refrain from recording. And you are very welcome to share your thought on the CSI Challenge 5 through social media with hashtag CSI Challenge 5. And for more information, please go to our website or contact at csi@arunseed.jp. So here's today's agenda. First, we would have a welcome remark from Ms. Satoko Kono, the president of ARUN Seed, and followed by the explanation of ARUN activities. And after that, we will have a briefing on the CSI Challenge 5, and we will have a lot of time for the Q&A session. So if you have any questions throughout this session, please feel free to write it in the chat box. And you are more than welcome to raise your hand and speak to us directly during the Q&A session. And I hope that this session will be very useful for preparation for your participation to CSI Challenge 5. So without further ado, I would like to first welcome Ms. Satoko Kono, the president of ARUN Seed, to give us the welcome remark, and then followed by the explanation of ARUN. So Satoko-san, please.
Hi all. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining today's session. It's a cold day in Tokyo. How about in your place? Maybe you are from India? I could see from your name, and from where? Maybe other places as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We are from Kolkata, India.
Ah, Kolkata, India. Welcome, welcome. How is the weather?
The weather is medium. It's good weather.
Okay, great. Thank you. So
Thank you.
I will give you a brief explanation of ARUN, but if you have any question, please feel free to interrupt me. So let me share my screen. これ大丈夫かな? Okay. So ARUN, our name may be familiar to you, especially from those from India. ARUN means dawn. I used to work in Cambodia, and they also use ARUN. And I love the word. I love the time of the dawn of the day. And it represents the hope and the energy of the day, and it represents the entrepreneur's hope and energy as a new day at dawn. So your aspiration, we admire a lot. ARUN's vision, we envision a society where all members live and enjoy the full range of their talents and abilities, regardless of background and economic status. And we face so many problems today, globally, and in Japan too. And sometimes we have a lot of fear. But then when we meet with entrepreneur or we meet with people with entrepreneurship, then we see that this is the opportunity that we could work on and we could use our lives, our skills and our passion to change the society or to make it better. So these young entrepreneurs like you, and we meet with those entrepreneurs and inspired by them. So we start investing in 2009. So what we do is that we make strategy and we create the investment policy, and we provide investment advisory services as well. But we ourselves also, since 2009, we do investing to the entrepreneurs in Asia. We started in Cambodia, and then we moved to India and Bangladesh and Indonesia. And while we do investing, we especially work with those who are in startup stage. So we try to work with the entrepreneur hands on hands. Although we are far away, most of us is in Japan, or some people are outside of Japan and somewhere else in the world, or some are close to you actually. Some members are in India and other places in Asia and Africa. But in any case, we are not necessarily very close to you geographically, but we try to work with you through internet or through various means and provide the support. And also, we put the emphasis on impact, of course, because this is impact investing. So we discuss with an entrepreneur about the impact measurement and monitoring, and we go together with the entrepreneur. And we create the report, and we report to our supporter, our investor, our donors. As you know, we have 2 arms, but this program, CSI Challenge, is organized by an arm, which is a non-profit organization. So we gather money from our supporter and donor and sponsors as a donation, but we invest into you, to the enterprise, and then we hope that this fund will circulate with the success of your businesses, and then to pass on to return to us, and then we pass on to another businesses. So in that way, we create the circulation of the fund as well as the accumulation of the impact. As I said, we started in Cambodia and then we expanded gradually. But we are not limited to these countries, 4 countries, India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Cambodia. But then we try to expand our network. So we welcome any country from the world to apply to our CSI Challenge. CSI Challenge is a platform between entrepreneur and investor or collaborator and knowledge holders. We try to facilitate the good flow of communication and cooperation among different stakeholders. We have been holding this business competition for past, how many years? 6, 7 years. So we had 4 times before, and we have a couple of entrepreneurs who came to the final pitch session as well, like you can see in the screen. This was the last competition's finalists. Many are from India, but then you can see from Indonesia, Bangladesh, Vietnam. So we hope that you can also join to our platform. Well, last, I will show you a few pictures This is Sikkim from India, and their products here. And they are the last CSI challenge, their participants. And we invest into their business to create this skincare products, utilizing their natural resources and empowering these local women, indigenous women. And also we met with entrepreneurs from Ladakh. They also use natural resources and create products and preserve the local culture. And these guys are also working in that northern region and utilizing the water resources to help the farmers in that region. So as such, we see the rural peoples and of course in urban area too, people's livelihood is really heavily linked to our natural resources. So we try to continue our work to collaborate with you, entrepreneurs, to alleviate poverty. But then we see more and more importance of the connection or intersection between those social issues and the environmental issues. And as you may see, that biodiversity and the crisis on the biodiversity and of course climate change, it's getting severe and severe and getting more and more severe influence to the people in locality. So we really want to encourage entrepreneurs to work on biodiversity and nature-based solutions. And we would like to link those entrepreneurs to the resources, necessary resources, including the investors. In addition, we see lots of interesting initiative and the technology coming in Japan too. Of course, in US, in Europe, and elsewhere too, but then in Japan too, regarding biodiversity and nature-based solutions. So ARUN as a platform based in Japan, we would really love to connect with the entrepreneurs from across the world, with the entrepreneurs and ecosystem in Japan, so that we can work together on this issue to solve the crisis of the biodiversity using these nature-based solutions. We are currently doing crowdfunding, and then this business competitions window is really within this month. So please feel free to any questions, and please join our program. We can work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Satoko-san, for your introduction. And I'm seeing that more people are joining during the last session. So very warm welcome to everyone who joined. Right now, we are doing the briefing session for CSI Challenge, and we are very, very happy that you are participating. So now we would like to move on to the next agenda, which is the briefing, the details of the CSI Challenge. And here I would like to welcome Junki-san, who is leading this CSI Challenge organization. And Junki-san is going to explain to you the step-by-steps on how you can participate in this challenge and be part of this great activity. So Ms. Junki-san, please, the floor is yours.
Mihoko-san, thank you very much. And hi, everybody. Thank you for joining today's seminar. My name is Jun. I am a program coordinator of CSI 5 in ARUN. So I will explain the overview of CSI 5 with 4 points. First, I will talk about the overview of CSI 5. And then I'll also talk about the eligibility criteria for this competition. And third point is selection processes. And lastly, I'll talk about the price. So let me share my screen. hope you can see my screen now. Right. So yeah, before we start, this is the landing page for the application. So later I'll share the link for this page so you can see the information in detail by yourself. So first of all, I'll talk about the overview of the CSI-5. So as already Satoko-san explained, so CSI challenge is ARUN's unique business competition, which is aimed at discovering mainly seed level businesses, which are engaged in social and environmental issues. And ARUN intends to provide support to enterprises with great potential through investment and technical support. We like to emphasize here, through our investment, we will seek for greater social impact, but we will not compromise financial returns through our investment. And this year, this is our fifth competition, and we have set the main theme for this year's competition as biodiversity. So the primary target for this team is enterprises who are engaged in promoting biodiversity. The enterprises which contribute to building sustainable ecosystems where people and nature coexist. So this is the brief, outline of the enterprises we will target through CSI-5. But this definition is a bit broad, right? So basically, our intention is that regardless of your industries or fields, you will be eligible for this competition as long as you are engaged in businesses that aim to promote sustainable environment. So example of topics we will prioritize include environmental pollution, climate change, and also sustainable agriculture, fisheries, and so on. However, since there is no one-fits-all definition of biodiversity, we would like to emphasize that various industries and business models will be targeted. Okay, so in your application form, we would like you to specify how your business is solving issues associated with biodiversity. Okay, so this is the overview of the CSI-5. And then I will move on to eligibility criteria for this competition. Sorry. So this is the eligibility criteria. And in order for an applicant to apply for this competition, they need to meet at least 3 criteria shown here. So first, as I have already explained, enterprises need to be engaged in businesses solving social issues associated with biodiversity. This is the first point. And secondly, enterprises need to be in operation for at least 3 years in the field. And lastly, enterprises needs to be registered as a legal entity. So this is the criteria that enterprise need to meet at least to apply for this competition. And it should be noted that there are 2 types of organizations that will be out of scope. First, we will not target non-profit organizations, scholarship or research projects for this competition. Second, we will not target organizations based in political, religious objectives. So please be in mind that these are out of scope. Then I would like to talk about selection processes of CSI-5. Sorry. So okay, let me show you the schedule. So we have basically 3 steps for determining the winners of this competition. First, application screen. Second, online interview. And then lastly, final pitch session to be held in on May 10th. So every year we receive application around hundreds of applications for the first step, and we will select around 20 applicants for conducting online interview, which is our second step. Then in online interview, we will select around 7 applicants, finalists, who will be asked to make a presentation on the final day, final pitch, that will be held on May 10th. So throughout these selection processes, we will make judgment based on several criteria shown here. We have 6 criteria for judging winners. So first, issue definition and solution. Second, social impact. And third, sustainability. And fourth, team. Fifth, innovation. And sixth, gender diversity and equity. So I guess these 6 points are already self-explanatory, but self-explanatory. So I don't think there's unclear points. But out of these 6 criteria, I would say that social impact and sustainability, business viability, are the 2 major criteria that we focus. But apart from these 2 criteria, we also place great importance when we judge winners and the finalists. Okay, then finally I will talk about prize. So for this competition, we have 2 types of prize. First, as we have already mentioned, the price of this competition will be investment. What I mean is that the winners will have a chance to discuss investment from ARUN after the final pitch session. So the procedure will be, after completing the final pitch session, we will conduct due diligence. And then if the results turn out to be preferable, the investment will be materialized. So the condition is the planned investment will be up to 50,000 USD. This is dependent on how much we can collect from the public through crowdfunding that is currently ongoing. And and the conditions and details terms will be discussed between ARUN and the winners following the competition. So this is the first prize. And the second prize is grant provided by the Deloitte Group, which is a main sponsor of the competition. So the enterprise, which are thought to have enormous impact on education, skills, and opportunities, which are the focus areas of the Deloitte's activity, will be considered as a candidate for the grant. If you see the applications, there's a section where you can show the interest for the grant program by Deloitte. So you can check, you can show that if you are interested in, you can show the interest. and then we will consider you as a candidate for the grant program. And for the Deloitte's grant program, the amount of grant will be up to 25,000 USD. And as same for investment from ARUN, the conditions and amount will be discussed after the competition. Okay, I think this is all that I wanted to explain for the overview of the competition. If you have any questions and clarifications, let me know so that I can answer your questions. Thank you very much, and looking for your questions and comments.
Thank you very much, Junki-san, for your explanation. And from here, we will have around 20 minutes to answer any of your questions or any comments, your clarification, so that you are ready to submit your application to the CSI challenge. So now I saw one comment in the chat box. Thank you very much. Thank you for the briefing. We would like to know, we need to elaborate the plant animal biodiversity, species diversity, and population density in our working locations. Is there any indexing required in this regard? Yes, so thank you very much for your question. So Junki-san, please.
So maybe I kind of need clarifications on this comment maybe. So if you could speak up, could you just, explain a bit more about your questions? Maybe I'd like to understand a bit more.
For example, we are working in one area in Kolkata, nearby suburban region of West Bengal. So in a particular location, like example in Bankura or Purulia, there are district names. So in that area, in any particular village where we are doing any sustainable agricultural practices, whether you wish to know the biodiversity of that area, like animal, plant biodiversity, or the density of particular plant species, like you want to know about the intercropping system or the wild biodiversity. Just I want to have some details on that.
Thank you very much for your comment. So my primary answer will be, since as I understand, your business is tackling that issue in your location, if you could provide details as much as you can, that will be really appreciated, because it will help us understand how the situation is, how the situation is, and how you are contributing, your business is contributing to solve that issue. So if you could provide information as much in detail as possible, that would be helpful. Satoko-san or Toshi-san, do you have any further explanations or comments regarding this question?
Thank you, Junki-san, and thank you, Nirmala, for your questions. As you know, you may know, or all of us know, agriculture could be a driver of reducing biodiversity and could be a driver of enriching biodiversity. So if you just state sustainable agriculture, then maybe it is not enough for us to understand what you are doing in the extent that we would like to know. So in this application, we would really like to know how your businesses is contributing to increase biodiversity and to reduce the destruction of the nature. So in that regards, if you could provide the appropriate data and evidence or the approaches that you are taking, that would be a great. Does that answer your questions?
Yeah, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nirmala. And I see the hands raising from Team Toraja Melo. So please.
Okay. Hi. Thank you so much for the explanation. I'm Safira from Toraja Melo. So, I actually want to confirm by introducing what Toraja Melos have been doing so far. So we are social impact enterprises focuses on empowering women, indigenous women, especially weavers, and promote their weaves to national and global levels. What we currently are doing now is the R&D process, where we are kind of exploring the materials, the sustainable materials like bamboo, or else like pineapple fibers, so that it can be the materials that the weavers can do as well. So what if the ideas would be like that? I mean, would it be still relevant with the topics that CSI bringing? Since Toraja Melo is more emphasis on women empowerment, poverty reduction. So yeah, I would like to know your opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your questions. And yeah, and to your questions, I think you will be I mean, we will consider you as applicant as long as your maybe part of your business is engaged in solutions to issues related to biodiversity. This is my primary answer. And you also mentioned that your business is kind of focused on promoting can I say women's participation. And so I guess I'm not sure if I explained, but ARUN is also focusing on gender lens investing, and we are welcoming very much the businesses who are tackling these issues. So yeah, you are very much welcomed for applying for this competition.
Okay, thank you, Jungi. And one more thing is that about the price. So the investment that will be granted to the success applicant, is there any duration where the investment will be released? I mean, like, or like, for example, once the applicant succeed, then they will get all of the amount of the money, or yeah, is there any certain mechanism on that?
So your question is about the amount of investment and the amount of grant. Is that right?
No.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Sorry, I didn't make it clear. So my questions will be: is there any kind of terms? Maybe that is the words. Terms of the investment released. For example, for example, 50% investment can be released once the certain indicators is achieved. Well, yeah, it is something that we are kind of want to know.
Yeah, thanks very much. So the condition and terms of the investment will be separately discussed after the competition. And maybe on this regard, maybe Toshi-san, would you be able to maybe answer the question.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. So as Junki just mentioned, it depends on the result of the due diligence and depending on the investee's financial plan and how we perceive would be the best scenario to invest into your business. So we could do all at once, or we could do sort of like, step by step as the investee sort of the meet milestone. So yeah, so we'll work together once we decide to invest.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other questions, comments, clarification?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I saw one comment from ARUN. Please submit the latest company presentation pitch deck, max 5 pages, and if available, your theory of change. The PowerPoint sent to email. So I think this question is regarding which document to be sent.
Yeah,
Uploading
thank you
options,
for
okay.
yeah, thank you for the comments. Yes, your understanding is correct. So since there's no function where we can upload a document on the Google Google form, I mean like PowerPoint or Excel, we ask each applicants to submit the company presentation and financial statement through email, and the email address is is the one you just wrote in the chat box. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you.
And yeah, and
please,
I think
please,
I missed the explanation. So in the application process, we ask each entrepreneurs to fill in online form as well as submit the company presentation theory of change. And after completing the application process, we will ask each applicants to submit financial statement for the past 3 years before the second step, which is online interview. So yeah, maybe I missed that explanation, but yeah, just saying here.
Great, thank you. Anybody else? Is there any other questions, clarifications? If not, as you know that we are always welcoming any questions, comment through the email. So if you do not have a question right now, but when you started filling the application, your question comes up, that always happens. That's when you can always write to us for any other clarifications. Yes, so if not, there are no other clarifications. We would like to close this meeting, but before doing that, I would like to just take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. This CSI challenge is supported by the sponsor. The main sponsor is the Deloitte Tohmatsu group as a main sponsor. And also we have the sponsor from MS and AD Unison Smile Club, and the Mizuho Securities Investment Banking from Mizuho Financial Group, and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. So we would like to thank our sponsor for supporting the CSI challenge, and we will be very excited to have your application. So finally, this is the brief summary of what you need to know, the key takeaways. So the deadline for the application is March 25, 2024, midnight, Japan Standard Time. I think the Japan is a bit more advanced in terms of time timeline from many countries in Asia. So please bear in mind that the deadline is 25th March. If you have any other questions, you can always write to us at csi@arunc.jp. All the information regarding today's briefing is on our website, the www.arunc.jp, challenge 5. And the most important thing, the application form, you can do it through the Google form. You can scan this QR code right now, which will lead to the CSI challenge page. And this will be in Japanese, but don't panic. There's a little button on the top that you can switch to English. So you will see all the information necessary and the submission application form here. So having said that, thank you very much for your participation, and we are very excited, looking forward to receiving your application. So this is the end of today's briefing session. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.